We think we know our history. We see the Great Pyramids of Giza, standing proud against the Egyptian sky, and we think we have the story figured out. It's a story of pharaohs, colossal ambition, a level of engineering that still boggles the mind. But what if that's just the first page of a much longer book? What if the most incredible chapters are still missing, torn out or lost to the sands of time? These are the stories that don't make it into the textbooks. Whispered in the halls of academia, debated in the dark corners of the internet, tales of structures that defy our understanding of the past. These aren't just any old ruins. We're talking about pyramids, monuments of immense scale and precision found in places they just shouldn't be. Some buried in jungles, others entombed in ice, and some not even on our planet. Each one is a breadcrumb, a clue that challenges the neat and tidy timeline we've been taught. The official story says primitive societies gradually evolved, but these structures hint at a lost knowledge, a forgotten power, a history far stranger than we imagine, and that's where our journey begins, on the fringes of the map where it says, "Here be dragons." Long before we point our telescopes to the stars, we have to look under our own feet. Our planet is littered with mysteries we've barely begun to unravel. Take the pyramids of China. In Shanxi, dozens of massive earth mounds rival the size of their Egyptian counterparts. For decades they were closely guarded, difficult to access, rarely excavated, aligned with the cardinal directions. Why build so many, and why the secrecy? Deep in the Ecuadorian Amazon, explorers in 2012 reported a sprawling complex, massive stone walls and what appears to be an enormous pyramid, over 250 feet tall. Hundreds of huge, irregular blocks, each around 2 tons. Local legends speak of a city of giants. Oversized tools and unusual artifacts only deepen the mystery. On Java, Gunung Padang's stone columns hide something astonishing. A massive, multi-layered pyramid with chambers and tunnels deep within. Samples from deeper layers suggest parts could be over 25,000 years old, predating Giza and forcing a rethink of civilization's dawn. From forbidden zones in China, to impenetrable jungles, to volcanic hills, a pattern emerges. These aren't isolated curiosities, they form a global phenomenon with uncanny design and astronomical alignment. Separated by oceans and millennia, they hint at a lost global culture. Silent testaments challenging our historical narrative and beckoning us to dig deeper. In 2005, in Visoko, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Dr. Semir Osmanagic looked at the surrounding hills and saw something others had missed. He saw pyramids. Visoko was rebranded the Pyramid of the Sun, colossal, near-symmetrical, its 4 faces aligned to the cardinal points. At over 720 feet it would dwarf Giza, part of a complex linked by underground tunnels. Controversial from the start, mainstream bodies dismissed the idea, calling the hills natural flatirons. Yet excavations uncovered what appear to be massive man-made concrete blocks, tested as ancient concrete, bound by incredibly durable mortar forming a shell. Nature doesn't make concrete. The ravined tunnels crisscross for miles. Inside, large ceramics, ancient inscriptions, and consistently clean ionized air many claim has healing properties. Most baffling, an energy beam measured at 28 kilohertz, pointing straight up, a focused artificial signal with no known natural explanation. So what are we looking at in Bosnia? The greatest archaeological discovery or the world's most elaborate hoax? The scientific community remains deeply divided. Skeptics point to the lack of traditional artifacts and natural geology. Supporters argue the concrete, the tunnels, the energy beam are undeniable. Perhaps the handiwork of a lost, highly advanced civilization in Europe, able to harness energy and build on a scale we are only now beginning to appreciate. Antarctica, the most remote, inhospitable continent on Earth, buried under ice up to 3 miles thick. The last place you'd expect evidence of civilization. Yet over the past decade, satellite imagery, even Google Earth, revealed strange formations poking through the ice. A massive, 4-sided peak in the Ellsworths, uncannily pyramidal, like a reclaimed man-made structure. Skeptics call it a nunatak, carved by wind and ice into geometric shapes, a phenomenon of Mother Nature. But similar peaks appear in clusters, and this one stands out with remarkable symmetry, unlike its surroundings. Consider Antarctica's ancient past, once nearer the equator, lush and teeming with life. Fossil records confirm it. The Peary race map of 1513 famously shows Antarctic coasts without ice, centuries before discovery. Could a civilization have flourished there before the freeze? Whistleblowers speak of massive sub-ice anomalies. Admiral Byrd wrote cryptically of a new enemy flying pole to pole, fueling speculation of secret bases and ancient technologies. The frozen continent may be guarding the biggest secret of all. Our search travels 140 million miles, to Mars. In 1976, Viking 1 scanned Cydonia and captured a mesa like a human face, and nearby, landforms like large five-sided pyramids, D pyramid, DM pyramid. Later orbiters showed the face more weathered, but the pyramidal mesas retained striking geometry. One, nicknamed the Fortress, displays remarkable symmetry. Curiosity even photographed a miniature pyramid in 2015. NASA's explanation: wind erosion. Billions of years ago, Mars had thicker air and liquid oceans, conditions suitable for life. If life arose, could it have evolved intelligence? Are these the eroded ruins of ancient Martian cities? Skeptics cite pareidolia. With countless rocks, resemblances are inevitable. And yet the persistence, precision, and clustering keep the mystery alive. Is it just cosmic coincidence? Or a deliberate signpost from a long-dead civilization? The red planet isn't giving up its secrets easily. Across worlds, the shape endures. The first, and perhaps most grounded theory, pulls us back to Earth, suggesting we underestimate our ancestors. Before Sumer, Egypt, and the Indus Valley, one or more advanced global civilizations may have existed. Sophisticated societies with engineering, astronomy, and earth sciences, a mother culture passing the pyramidal blueprint via a global network, or spread by survivors after cataclysm, flood, comet impact. This explains baffling similarities. Mayans and Egyptians building stepped pyramids aligned to the stars using comparable techniques without contact, a common ancestor culture. Proponents point to Gunung Padang and Bosnia. If age estimates reach 20,000 years, they place major civilization deep in the last ice age, rewriting the first volume of human history. Evidence isn't just in stone. Myths echo Atlantis and the Rama Empire with flying vimanas. Nearly every culture tells of a great flood. Perhaps these are fragmented memories of a real catastrophe. Survivors left monuments to harness Earth's energies or endure any cataclysm. Messages to future cycles: we were here. The voice of scientific skepticism argues we are seeing nature at its most artistic. Bosnia, Antarctica, Mars, all natural geology. Wind, water, and ice carve geometric shapes over eons. In Bosnia, flat irons. In Antarctica, pyramidal peaks shaped by converging glaciers. On Mars, abrasive winds into sharp angles. Our pattern-seeking brains fill in blanks. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. Where are the tools, inscriptions, pottery, and remains? Bosnia's concrete could be conglomerate, blocks formed by fractures, tunnels natural or mined. Every claim has a plausible natural counterpoint, a crucial reality check. The most controversial theory: we were not alone. Some pyramids were built by extraterrestrial visitors, on Earth, and perhaps on Mars. Colossal calling cards, monuments, power plants, navigational beacons, even elements of a terraforming project. Alien technology could explain perfect cuts and alignments, Orion's belt, persistent beams, and Earth-Mars correspondences, signs of a linked cosmic construction project. We stand at a crossroads, on one hand a comforting linear history, on the other colossal anomalies, stone, ice, dust-covered enigmas that refuse to fit. Bosnia, Antarctica, Mars, more than curiosities, questions etched in stone on a planetary scale. They force us to consider a far more mysterious world. Technology gives us new eyes, we're gathering data like never before, yet ambiguity persists. Maybe some pyramids are natural, others, the work of a lost human civilization, and perhaps one or two are something else entirely. True exploration demands an open mind. To dismiss possibilities, Ice Age sophistication or visitors from another star, would be unscientific. We are still explorers, with maps to fill, blanks to investigate, and secrets to unearth. We are not at the end of the story, we are just scratching the surface. The greatest discoveries are still ahead.